Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friendly aliens, and wonderful people out there. My name is Paul. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to TerraLife Beta on the petit West map in France. With me today is BGO. Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Sven Heiliger. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
And last but not least, Mr. Disturb.
Hello.
Hello, Brathähnchen King. Alexander, hey. Ricardo. No, Richard, sorry. I made you like Spanish here. Richard, I'm sorry. Barack Merhaba. Yeah, this is why I'm so multiculti. For me, everybody is loved. So, let's put in some exotic names. Why not? Dreizylinderbauer, moin. He's the only one who's allowed to speak German in the chat. Because he has a lot of old tractors, and he built a front weight, and it's our mustard bassing, because he will put it full of mustard, and then when we go on barbecue, he will deliver the mustard for the pigs that we. No, he's a good friend. He's really a decent guy. Ricardo, yeah. Dang it! Now I lost the point. Oh, congrats to your very good increase of viewers and followers on YouTube, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, for some reason it just seems to have jumped up quite a lot. It's like someone's been promoting my videos or something.
I was so happy for you, because your videos did actually get more views than our streams. So
it's was quite crazy.
Yeah,
the most recent one's just gone over 1,100 views.
Yeah, it's because of the FS22 tag.
Yeah. Yep. It's on there for a reason.
Yeah, but yeah. Let's see how we can push it. English stream.
I've got a magic word to ask you for this one, so that'll get loads of people watching this summary video.
Leon, good evening. Except Berk, yeah. Berk is English, Turkish but my Turkish went off the rail. I think with the 1 hour earlier starting, we lost some of the other guys that will join at 9 p.m. my time.
Yeah, it's quite early over here as well for people finishing work and things, but it works better for me.
Yeah, for me it's also better, because we can start more often when the game crashes or something like that. So it's quite okay. I'm not sure if I should use the fast track or the other one. I think this one will be a little bit loud, but hey, why not?
Why not? I don't think I have game sound, because I have your YouTube stream muted.
Yeah, this is a good one. The other way around, it would be terrible. Last or the stream before, a teammate joined right when I was doing the welcome, and we were in the synchronizing screen, and he had issues with his headset, and the only thing that you could hear in the stream was hello, because it back echoed in a loop, and I thought, oh, maybe I have something wrong or whatever. Okay, then he joined again, and the same happened again, and I was going nuts. Really, I really wanted to. I can't describe what I wanted to do, but I wanted to.
It's fine for me, because I normally play without sound on the game anyway, so the game always sounds like this to me.
Okay, why?
Because I'm normally sat with my family when I play on the laptop.
Oh, one earpiece?
No, none at all.
So you still have no clue how good the new farm sim sounds?
No, I do have some clue because I do play some of it with headphones in, but most of the time I play without sound.
Oh, okay.
Like
Interesting.
all of the best, just like Daggerwin, he plays without sound.
Yeah, and he plays without interest, so it really doesn't change that much if he's playing without sound.
He's clearly the best at farming because he's got the most YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, no.
And that's how you measure how good you are.
Okay. But I'm not interested in getting 700k followers, because then I would have to make YouTube full-time and I would lose everything I'm standing for. So, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he has changed a lot over the years.
Okay. That means?
Well, so when I started playing FS19, I used to watch most of his stuff, and the stuff he did at the start of FS19 I found really useful and informative.
Okay.
And he has changed since then, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, this is not the best idea, I guess.
He's less useful and informative, shall we say?
Okay. Yeah, I have no clue. I have because I've never watched him. Really.
Yeah, his old stuff was quite useful as someone who was starting the game, but
Okay.
his newer stuff is not so informative.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we will have. I think for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we will have a little information gap.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, priorities,
You're busy.
right?
Yeah, you're busy. It's part of you guys actually stopping doing TerraLife beta and implementing Maze Plus, I guess.
Yeah, it's not just because of being busy. It's just because of we first have to figure out how much we can get into the new game, because it makes no sense to spoil or tease stuff that won't be in the game for sure. And
that makes sense.
yeah, when the time starts, that we really have to take a look at the stuff we are doing and what we can do or not. It's getting a little bit quieter, of course.
Have you got enough documentation now that you can work out how much you can implement?
Documentation is there, but I still need some basic things ruled out from giants, so I still need the support of giants. And I'm not sure if we are getting those support requests done when they are going into holidays.
Yeah, and
So-
I guess they're deep in bug fixing as well at the moment.
Yeah. So I think it will be the best to have it done next year, January, starting fresh and being focused, and maybe some of the bugs are gone then. Dang it! This is I got this issue with the offset. I still can't remember how to. I don't want an offset.
I can't remember the key to reset the width because I don't use this GPS anymore.
Oh,
Which are you using? Oh, that one. You should just be able to set it to 0. And
I
then
just
if it goes in,
no, I just had to push C for the detection width, and yeah, thanks. That was cat in the desert. Hey, hey, hey.
yeah, you do use the same one as me. Not
What?
many people use the one in BCA. Most people use Wobsters, don't they?
Normally I do too, but for streaming I found it quite handy. Coming in handy just to use one button and just go for it. So
I've used that one for months now, and I find it so much easier to use. It's possibly less realistic, I guess, but
yeah, the other guy here in voice is called Sven Heiliger. He basically forced me into using
You can
it.
say helper to me.
Yeah, the IE helper Sven Heiliger.
Helper S.
Yeah, he forced me into using it because I made so much fun of him that he never used the seeding correctly with the VCA helper, and I really thought about why is he using it. It seems to be so difficult, but for certain workflows it's just easier, but for sowing, GPS. But he still doesn't use GPS. I use GPS for sowing and for basic stuff like that.
The only thing that I don't like the VCA one for is ploughing, because it doesn't invert the offset.
It does.
You have to. I thought I've found you had to go into the menu to get it to invert the offset.
No. Sven, beim Pflügen, das Offset macht VCA doch von alleine, ne?
Macht der normale auch machen, ja.
Yeah. No, he does it. He does it really itself.
Works with offset, yes.
Yeah, I found that I couldn't get it to auto switch the offset.
I had the same issue with mowing with front and rear mower. Funny, it was on this map, and someone in the chat told me how to do so, and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, the offset on the mower is not changing, not switching, right? But I still had the problems to get it right. When I turned, that the offset was every time on the same side. And yeah, with plowing, funnily, I had not the issue.
Yeah.
So
I try and avoid offset plows in general anyway. They make life more difficult.
you should avoid plowing anyways.
Wow. That's an interesting point, because that leads on to my first question.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
So obviously you've watched one of the videos that I released recently looking at ploughing and cultivating in FS22.
Oh, you did a video. Guys, did you see that? Please watch it.
And if you plough in FS22, you don't get weeds.
Yeah.
And that seems backwards to me, because that seems to be encouraging people to plough.
Yeah.
Which is not great for your soil generally, I don't think.
It depends.
Plough every year.
No, it really depends.
And so I was wondering whether you're going to tweak that system at all in TerraLife.
I haven't thought about it that much, to be honest.
Maybe if you no-tilled, you wouldn't get weeds.
Yeah, yeah, no, yes, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. So, back in the days when we plowed, we made the winter furrow, and you always took care of plowing as late as possible, so that the plowed acre doesn't get green again, so that so you had to plow really, really, really late. So I think that this is where they get it from. In Germany, I don't know if it's translated well, but we call it the clean table. When so to make the acre clean.
Yeah.
And with the system that Giants implemented with the wheat and all that stuff, of course it has flaws. And we didn't look into it yet, how the wheat system works at the moment. So
it was just something that seemed a bit backwards to me.
Encouraging for plowing. I'm not sure if it is, because it's a reliable workflow still. And it. I mean, there are certain reasons why some people are not capable of doing completely no-till, because they have vegetables, for example. They have a very, very short crop rotation with those vegetables most of the time. That means you have to harvest when the crop is ready, not depending on the weather. You have deep furrows, you compact the soil a lot, and there is no place and time to use cover crops in between. With potatoes, they are testing it at the moment, how it could work well. And on certain grounds, you also have the issue that you really should plow if you don't want to lose your complete harvest. So you have to use a complete system. If you are doing no-till, you really have to use a complete system. You have to constantly do no-till. You have to use cover crops. You have to do controlled traffic farming. You have to use tire pressure, or even better, tracks. You have to fit with the controlled traffic farming. You have to fit, for example, 12-meter sowing machine, 12-meter harvester, 36-meter sprayer, and all that stuff. It has to fit so that you really have only one tram line that you use every time, and then it works fine. But most of the farmers just got a 3-meter sowing machine. They have a 15-meter sprayer. They have a 4-meter how is it called, seedbed combination, and all that. So there's nothing fitting, and this is also where you have to think about, right? So you really cannot say the only way is not to plow anymore. You can't say it, and I won't say it. But there are different solutions that are much better than just continuously plowing. And there are a lot of solutions that are okay with plowing sometimes.
Yeah. As you know, all of my experience is based on watching YouTube and playing video games, so that's where I get it from.
And for grasslands, use grassland subsoil, are not recommended for big fields. Yeah, it is recommended for everything. You just have to be patient.
Courseplay.
You just have to be patient.
And you just have to put it on Courseplay. It's fine.
Farmer hour. Hello. No, people aren't patient anymore these days, because they want to have everything and now, and this is why I'm playing smaller maps. So if I'm expecting workflow that I can handle with the machinery that I got, well, I will not play the MVP map, right? Or I'm crazy as Sven is, who does it in a single player.
Or Homeworld.
Yeah, or Homeworld. But MVP has fields of 100 hectares. And how many bales did you get? 750. 750 bales.
Wow.
Alone.
That's nuts.
So
I hope you manually loaded each one.
No, he used the Anderson, of course, but yeah, no, it really any other way would be self-destructible. So
yeah.
Oh, Sheeta.
Will these things be in TerraLife? Which things will be in TerraLife?
Yeah.
What do you mean, Burke? Please. Like you learned in school, whole sentences. Listen, learn, and repeat.
The lag between you talking and chat and the stream, I guess, is difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot pray water. I cannot pray. I cannot pray water and drink wine. So if I want them to use whole sentences and explain what they want, I cannot do it with short sentences. So I have to talk a lot, right?
Yeah, that's kind of your. I was going to say job, but it's not really a job because you don't get paid. So.
Yeah, kind of paid.
Your hobby.
Yeah, but you saw what happened, right, with the crowdfunding that Robert made for me.
That was really good.
He received the money for a GPU for me, and minus the taxes, it was 1,550 euros, something like that. So it is kind of thank you to everybody out there. Round bales. He made round bales.
I hope it was a flat field.
I don't know. Maybe he's still missing some bales.
750 bales sat in the bottom corner of the field.
Yeah. Oh, that happened to me on Sandy Bay. Not that amount of bales, but they kind of. I said, where are the hedges with collision?
all those hedges that stop bales and combine headers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that with the grass fields all around the main farm on Sandy Bay. You find them all parked in the road.
Yeah, but you can't have everything, right?
Ah.
No, it's really to go back to some of the topics. It's really it is not that we don't wanna have, for example, Bergisch Land as soon as possible out in FS22 with TerraLife, but it makes no sense at all to make a version that has not everything in it that we want to have, and then a couple of months later we have to update again, and we have to update again, and then we have to change so much. We just want to make it one complete release and one complete package. And of course there are people that cannot wait, right? There are always some of them, but most people, from for example from the guys who donated and who are in the voice, in the chat, in the Discord, who are really active and where we talk to a lot, most of them are really understanding.
I think a lot of people, the people that want it sooner, probably don't appreciate just how much work it is that you do, and people assume that so much of this is just part of the game that you've just enhanced a bit, whereas actually quite a lot of it is fairly significant changes.
I'm not sure if it is not appreciation. I think it's just not knowing how much work it is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Next week I have a meeting with one of our partners with DSV, because they saw, and they of course they got all the flood of promotion and commercial and all that stuff. All the promoting just worked because every farmer and every kid of the farmer and so many others are crazy about DSV coming into farm sim. And now they saw that there are some videos out there with TerraLife, and people go crazy about it, and so we have a meeting and of the how and when and whatever, right? They don't get, first of all, that people do not get crazy about DSV. It's the features they are crazy about. You can call it yellow pig, right? I could call it yellow pig extension and people would go crazy about it. So this is first, because they think, oh, DSV in farm sim, they are crazy. No, they are crazy about DSV because we branded it DSV in farm sim. Then they don't get that everything we showed is in FS19, not in FS22. They thought 1 week after release of the new farm sim they could have something to show, right? They don't get that we are basically and mainly restricted through Giants and the engine in FS19, so that was the reason we couldn't release TerraLife in FS19, that we cannot even put everything in the map that we had ready yet. So we have 1/3 what we show you here, another 1/3 that we test separately, and another 1/3 that we test separately, and this is only 20% of that what we will bring. So I have to calm them down, I have to explain them. It is not just here, one texture here, one texture there. It's really hard work. So please be patient. So
I guess the other thing is that most of most of the team that are doing this are doing it in their spare time.
Yeah.
It's not
everybody,
their job. And so,
everybody is doing it in their spare time.
Yeah. You can't expect people to spend 50 hours a week coding for fun.
50 hours a week is already what we spend in spare time on.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, so you have to really
Okay,
increase
100 hours a week.
Yeah, you have to really increase the numbers, because BGO, for example, is one of the guys who just takes a 3-hour nap before he goes to work, and when he comes back, he sits on a PC and goes into late nights. And this is why I want to have a focus this time, really a big focus, that we don't burn out 2 months after Farm Sim is released, right?
I guess that's where we're having a plan and controlling everything.
Yeah.
From the start makes that easier to do rather than rushing when everyone demands that we have it now.
Okay, now I know what you. Just a second, I have to stop. Document control traffic farming tire pressure script which affects your soil enforcement. Control traffic farming will be from Giants, implemented, I guess, in precision farming, because they will expand on that, and there's a mod out there that is doing it. Tire pressure is the same, it's the Wobster script. For that to have really a big impact, we need to have the soil compaction mod. For that I have to talk with Wobster again on this topic, because I'm not sure if he wants to do something on it, because you have to implement it into the map, and he's not that map updating guy. He's more of the globally implementing stuff, but it's not possible in that way. So maybe he tells me how to do it, and we can do it in the TerraLife maps, but there's no promise. It's just a loud thinking on this topic, because first of all, we have to get all the other features that we have in mind into the game and working. Then there will be somewhere precision farming being released, and this time we are really well prepared that it could compromise everything we are doing. So without precision farming being released, we are not capable of doing the last 30 or 40% of our features. We can only do it when they released it, or they give us a heads up. So there are so many ifs and whens, and this is basically the reason why I'm relatively calm compared to the last release of Horse Extension or so, because I know what will happen if we start to rush it, and I don't want to go there anymore, so we won't rush
Definitely
it.
not.
Oh.
Definitely not.
And so I just can tell you it's not because, I mean, we do this what we are doing because we want to play with it. So expect us to be one of the most annoying people to each other in the team, because we want to have this stuff, and there are so many other mods that our team is doing that we want to have as fast as possible in FS22, but there's no gain in anything if we go crazy on each other. Robert Bull is there. Hello. So he's the one who put up a few $100 on the crowdfunding money to get me this graphics card.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's my partner in crime. He's with me, the co-founder of the farming agency, but he does all the money stuff because he has all the money. I don't have any. So
there's an important point in the bits you were talking about before Robert appeared. You mentioned that you need precision farming. Does that mean we have to wait for precision farming for TerraLife, or do you think that'll naturally happen anyway, because of how long it's going to take you to do all the other bits you plan to do?
What do you mean?
Well, we're expecting TerraLife in spring. Not TerraLife. We're expecting precision farming in spring-ish, aren't we? I think.
I think it will be in the first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
First, but they also have to fix the game first, right?
Yeah. So it's I guess we need to wait. It sounds like we need to wait for them to release precision farming before we get TerraLife.
Oh, I mean, I do not say any release date at all, but I can tell you even with or without precision farming being released, you cannot expect anything from TerraLife being shown or teased before Eastern. Not even shown or teased. So not even a release, because this will be a really, really big thing. If you're thinking about horse extension and maybe what you're seeing in here with TerraLife is a big thing, it is nothing compared to the other stuff. It's really, it's really
just to set an expectation for people on timescales, I guess, because it's at least one point that bounds it. It'll take as long as it takes for you to implement all the rest of the things, but if you need precision farming as an input, then that's a kind of limiting factor as well.
Yeah, but there's really no true timescale to announce, because of the size of it, and because it's not only the TerraLife, it's the maps that come with it, right? We have to do we have to have all the features, all that stuff, and then we can put on our maps on it, and then we will show stuff. So don't expect anything at all before, I don't know, when is Eastern? It's April, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that sort of time. Yeah.
So I think and I think this is already a really optimistic thing to say. It's really an optimistic thing to say, and I don't want to have people expectations on release dates. Of course, they can and should have expectations on what we will deliver and of the features, but it will take as long as it takes. We will do as fast as possible, but also as good as necessary. So with Maze Plus, it came a little bit in handy that we made Maze Plus CCM extension, then followed the forage extension. With them came some maps. Then within came the horse extension, and it all was like in bits and pieces, right? So there was every month maybe a new tease on something. And then people wanted to learn how to do it themselves, and so it was continuously out there with releases and stuff. And this is also what changes this time. Yeah, Maze Plus will include CCM extension, so it means you will have the CCM, the whole crop silage. We will put in the feeding like we have now, so that you can purchase the stuff in the shop, so that you will have the extended feeding. That you have whole crop silage, maize silage, grass silage, and CCM. But everything will be globally implemented, and it will not touch the maps. They will have 64 high types in vanilla, so we don't have to do anything on it. And when this is out, I think January, because I want to release it the same time as we did with the last Maze Plus. It was on my birthday. So this is where I pressure myself, and where I pressure Modelleicher and the others in the team, that we get this out. You will have the Doika silos, the Doika truck, and all that stuff. You will have this all within.
Okay, that's what we're part of Maze Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise you would have to wait for a very long time for the stuff, and we don't want you to, because it makes sense. It's the feeding, the Doika stuff is in there, so why shouldn't this be in there too, right?
And I guess if modders release maps with alfalfa and clover and things like that in them, then it'll pick those up as well, assuming they use the right field type names.
If they use the right field type names, yes. So it will be basically Animal Food Edition zip outside of Maze Plus, so that we keep all these standards where people learned now from as they read the PDF. And they will keep it up. So stop it. All good thing comes to those who wait. This is true. Hey, Gab is offline. Good evening.
But no one actually wants to wait, do they?
No, we neither. I mean, we made the.
I know you guys desperately want to play it as well, don't you?
Yeah, we made the mistake that we fell into a very, very dark and deep hole after we realized TerraLife will not be possible in FS19 with the precision farming stuff shooting at our scripts and all that stuff, and the engine being not capable of. So we made the mistake that we didn't start streaming and playing with those stuff when we had it. So we had to we waited too long, so we have not enough time to play with this stuff now. So this is why I'm playing still on FS19 with this stuff. And this time we want to have we basically want to have it ready, done, and then 2 years of playing with the stuff. That would be nice. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I want to. We are doing it for you guys, not. No, we are doing it for us, and you guys.
We're doing it for you. Yeah, we're doing it for you.
Hopefully love it. So.
The same reason you made Maze Plus for you.
Yeah.
And then managed to convince Modelleicher to help you release it.
Yeah, but Bull convinced me first to try to get it to a globally mod, because I said, why should I make it globally? It works for me. Yeah, but maybe other players want to play with it too. And I said, yeah, okay.
And he was right. A couple of people do.
And yeah, Modelleicher just made it because he never thought of the stuff being that popular, because he doesn't like popular mods where he's where he's where he's included.
Oops.
This
That's
is why.
unfortunate.
Yeah, this is why he said. This is why he said he won't do any support. He said no.
Yeah,
I will do it.
I guess if you get stuck in the support thing, apparently that takes up quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
And that'll be the good thing about how you're doing TerraLife, I guess, in that it'll be a very limited number of maps that you control, and the support therefore should be easier. Because you can just tell people to go and read the 600-page manual.
Yeah, and the hand-signed copy for you, bound in leather. Yeah, I read that comment.
Yep. I expect it on release day.
Yeah.
In fact, before release, so I can read it beforehand.
Dang it! I wanted to make a joke, but I cannot get. Oh, and I will let it be how is it called? Expelled or no? I will. Nah. How do you call it? You know, The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm saying I will have it exercised is something different than the word exorcist. So what's the comparison word?
I'm not sure.
So I will call Constantine that he will exorcismus on it, whatever it is called, so that you get a ghost-free copy. So this is basically what I wanted to say. It's so difficult to translate stuff from German into English when you don't have the right meaning of it. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, and this is much easier than me trying to listen to you speak in German.
Yeah, okay. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I can't watch your German streams, so, you know.
Isn't it possible that they put subtitles on it when the stream gets uploaded?
I think they do, but reading a 2-hour stream would be really hard.
But you have no sound. It must be compatible with your family then. So I got you there, right?
Yeah. But I won't watch a movie that I have to read 2 hours either, so, you know.
Okay. No, it's really.
There was one I was going to go back and watch, but I ended up just asking you the question on one of these, so it was fine.
Okay.
Which was the cornstalk stuff.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting one because that's sort of previewed in the Farm Sim Academy on their page, and then commented out in their code.
Yeah, probably they will do a DLC on that. I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah,
will.
maybe.
Maybe there will come something like that. I don't know. I mean, we have. I'm not sure. Björn, how did we call the corn straw that we put on the ground? Oh, he's muted.
He's muted.
I'm not sure.
And
I'm not sure if we called it maize halm or corn halm, because it's different. I think it's named different to the same fill type that Giants has put out there and commented out. So I'm not sure entirely. But it's absolutely not because of us. They wouldn't copy anything from us. They wouldn't take any ideas from us or so. Did you know that in FS22 there are no mobile greenings? There are mobile deco foliages and stuff like that. Yeah,
I've seen that on someone's stuff.
I don't know where, but
No.
it was quite familiar for me.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's good.
It's lucky they didn't have sunflowers and things in them as well.
Yeah. Always the unity grass, right? Always
Yeah.
unified green.
Yeah.
I don't know where people get those flowers and stuff.
I guess it makes your life easier.
Yeah, I mean it's basically what we signed for, right? It's in the TOS. Everything that you bring into the game with the Giants editor and stuff like that, you give the right to Giants to use it, change it, get ideas of it. Without any payment or stuff like that, and it's basically okay because you have to think about they provide us all their tools. I mean, these are not tools that are just out there in the open. That are the tools that they are using themselves. So we have developer tools, right?
Yeah, and they've obviously spent money developing those, so to make them available to the public.
Yeah, it's really a quid pro quo or a giving and receiving. We inspire. Of course, we spare them development costs on certain stuff, and but on the other hand, they keep the game open for us so that we can do. So I mean, we would release our mods without any cost for the users anyways. So, right? So, but what most people don't know and misunderstand from the TOS, every other modder is not allowed to take stuff from you without permission.
It's just Giants.
It's just Giants. So you stay as the author of the mod and the how is it called, the rights of the mod, or they stay with you. It's just this Giants thing, and it's okay for me. But there are so many people out there complaining about those things, or like now where Giants said, yeah, we had 1.5 million copies sold, the ranting started, right? And people just forget about how small the margin on those copies is, because every copy counts, even the $3 key that they sold to a key seller or whatever, right? It's just the amount of copies. It's not the amount of copies multiplied with 40 euros or 60 euros.
Yeah, and they don't get all of that 40 or 60 euros anyway, do they?
Yeah.
All the cost of, if you think that you get for the first time ever in a very long time, I've got a box with the CD or DVD or whatever it is in it with a nice manual that was printed out, delivered to my door.
And
a very useless manual, but
Yeah, and then they complain about the multiplayer issues. I mean, if anybody saw the ranking, DFS overtook Battlefield. What was the other one? Forza,
Cyberpunk,
and all that stuff. So who could just imagine that on release week we would have so many multiplayer players out there? You couldn't, you cannot be prepared for something like this.
No,
and
you
I
can't
have
provision for a game like this being bigger than Battlefield that's just been released.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, there were only the Steam counts, but and Battlefield is an Origin game, but just imagine how many people did not buy on Steam.
Yeah.
So
How many people brought through Giants?
Yeah. And yeah, this is really
And
a
all the
big
console players.
And then they say, yeah, you made so much money now, fix your shit and whatever. Yeah, they will fix their bugs, but the game is out 1 week. For God's sake, it's out for 1 fucking week. Yeah? And with all that, what they touched and what they made available for us and increased and made better, I'm pretty sure that they will fix as soon as possible. And
really, you only want them to fix it once. Most of these big things, you don't want them to patch it and then 2 weeks later have to patch it again and again. And I would rather wait anyway, personally.
American Farmers Gaming, hey ho, yeehaw! How you doing, buddy? Greetings to America. And just compare Cyberpunk release and Battlefield release and those bugs and all that. Yeah, just compare it. Please.
I still haven't. I for years I was so excited about the release of Cyberpunk because I used to play the paper and dice game.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2020, and I still haven't played it because the release was so buggy that it put me off. And it was so expensive for release as well.
I did not buy it.
Yeah. I might pick it up in a future Steam sale.
Yeah, I mean, if it runs like not Far Cry, Crysis, you can still play it in 10 years and max out your PC. So
yeah, that is very true.
No, it's so. I just think people have to be patient and be fair, and this is why I'm not angry at Giants for any bugs or stuff like that. Yeah, that's one thing I'm angry about, and this is because I have to mention it. I have to make you giggle. Are the bulls with titties?
Yep.
So this is something, and the calves and the heifers, and that they are missing.
Yeah. I've got to admit, I was a little disappointed with how the new animals have come out, and I haven't played with a huge amount yet, but I was hoping for more. I was hoping for a moving on from where Seasons was.
Yeah.
And it feels like they kind of went backwards a little bit.
Yeah, the drying system is really something that annoys me.
Yeah. Yep. And
but
I posted it on Twitter. Making grass in the snow, or making hay in the snow.
This is not impossible. We did that here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even feel very realistic.
Even in spring, when you have suddenly back a cold and snow's falling, it happened. It really happened. Okay. Or in late autumn when you made the final cut and it suddenly started snowing overnight. It's possible. This is not impossible, but it's not the whole ecosystem that is failing. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I found it slightly amusing when I was doing some testing with it that there was snow on the ground and I could still make hay. It amused me.
AFG, I'm doing fine. Thank you. I mean, I'm really hyped for FS22, but on the other hand, I'm really calm on playing it. I see no need at the moment for me to play it. The only need is that we do team streams on it, that you get into all the functions that are there, that you pick up on some bugs and stuff like that, of course. But I like the features that we are planning on. And they are the reason that I'm playing FS22 or that I'm playing FS in the first place.
Yeah.
And so why should I play something that doesn't make any fun? Even if it's better graphics, better quality of the machines and all that stuff. But the stuff is not in there. So I will start really playing on it when we get our stuff in there. I mean, even with Maze Plus being released, this will make me play it because I really like feeding the cows properly. So this is one of the basics that I need to have. The feeding system and the maize and grass separately as silage and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, and that's something really weird that I'm starting to play a bit more with it and thinking I'm going to make silage. Actually, I'm just going to make silage. I'm not going to make grass silage or maize silage. Or after so many years of playing Maze Plus, it's quite weird.
Yeah. Hey, I've put you on my second screen so I can play FS22. Yeah, JDL, do so.
Isn't that how most people watch things like this?
I'm not sure. A lot of people do.
I know a lot of the stuff that I watch either while I'm working or playing or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually have to concentrate on this one.
I mean, I cannot honestly play FS22 now and say, hey, I'm the happiest guy in the world, because I'm still the honest guy that I am, and I want to stay that way. So I'm happy with FS22 giving us all the opportunities. Yeah, all the little bits and pieces that they change that we can go on in now. But without our features, I'm not happy to play it. So why should I lie and say, yeah, I'm so happy? No, I'm not.
But there's a reason that you put the time into implementing all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's how you want to play. And that's why I'm still playing some of it as well, because the stuff that's in Maze Plus I miss when I'm playing FS22.
Yeah. The good thing is that there's not that big of a gap between the vehicles and most of the stuff to FS22. Of course, FS22 is improved in a lot of ways, but when you remember FS17 compared to FS19, it was a much bigger gap, because the vehicles all with the normals on them, right? Not really detailed models. And now, if you take a look at the models, the texture system is much better, and these were before FS19. These were all normal textures, all the stuff on the hood and all that stuff, right? So when you played FS17 and hopped into FS19 and hopped back, it was really bad. I mean, I missed the straw harvest add-on in FS19 in the beginning. I missed a lot of the Krone implements. I missed a lot of New Holland tractors and all that stuff. I really missed it. So I went back to FS17 and then I said nah. And then I stopped playing. And then I was in the FSL, so
Never played 17. I started playing with 19.
but
It had already been out a year or so. So it's really weird for me being at the start of FS22 with no mods, and when I started playing FS19, pretty much anything I wanted I could just go and download. Most of it from Giants.
But did you see the difference between the converted FS17 mods to the standard FS19 mods? Wasn't there a point where you said, where is this model coming from? It looks weird.
Yeah, but I just tended to avoid them if they didn't look.
Yeah, but just to give you a comparison, what
Yeah.
I'm meaning, right?
Yeah, I guess. Having looked back at some of the pictures from 17 and 15, it was like, wow, that's very different.
Yeah. And JDL is the guy. He's a young guy. He's always in for 30 seconds till up to 2 minutes, and then he disappears, and then he comes back, and then he disappears and comes back. So he's a regular one.
He's getting the edited version already.
American Farmer. How is Maze Plus coming along for FS22? Well, it's coming along with New Year's Eve, I guess. Maybe then there are some informations on it.
Paul's birthday.
Yeah, it's the 15th of January is my birthday. So maybe it's just sent to ModHub on this date, or maybe it's just the first preview stream that we do on this date. But keep the 15th of January in your mind.
Something will happen on the 15th of January.
Yeah.
Of a year. Maybe not 2022.
No. I don't want to lower the expectations that much. I mean, it's good to keep them handled. But so here's another thing. With neighbors that are not doing anything on their lawns, right?
Mm.
This is why we have to do lawn grass in FS22. So that you have to do some missions with a mower. And this is stuff. This lawn grass goes also into the compost. So I'm picking just up on the compost.
So we can play Lawnmower Simulator as well.
Yeah, maybe within the FS22, and all these hedges here, you have to cut them, right?
Or you can just leave them to get stupidly long, I guess.
No, and the good thing with the stuff that we have here is that BGO made the all the bushes mowable and regrowable too. That's cool. So they don't just go away and they're gone for good, like if you have real mower on in 19. Yeah, we made the complete deco foliages. We made them mowable and regrowable, and some mappers, for example, like Ludi on Bergisch Land, he flooded the map with deco foliages and with these bushes. So it could be that you really could mow the deco foliages at the sideline here of a meadow, but there were bushes still standing and it looked really annoying. So we made it also mowable and regrowable, and they really start at an early stage and come back up. So it's quite an interesting feature.
That's really cool.
Sorry. And the same is with the roadside grass here, right? Normally you have the city, mostly in Germany, they are with these orange machines. They mow the sideways and all that stuff. And
the orange Kubotas.
Yeah. And they pick it up and they also bring it to the composting station. So there's a much bigger variety of stuff that you can play. So for example, you can have one guy just mowing the whole roadsides all the time, because as it's regrowing, if there's a map that has enough roadsides, he can start it back again. And you have to collect the leaves, and that was a spoiler. You can
spoiler pool.
You can just mow, and I have to read the chat. Just a second.
Collect leaves. Yep, got it.
Hilly Farms, so we can do a survival with a lawnmower instead of a chainsaw. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. Oxy's working on some lawn grass. He has some really nice grass that he's working on. I think it will be out first, and I'm not sure if there is the lawn mowing stuff out before TerraLife is out, or if we do a little featurette of this. Not sure. But with TerraLife you will have a lot of opportunities, and this is why I'm saying it will take time, and we have to finish the whole package, because there are so many so many loops in there that have to be connected, right? If you have, for example, the mowing of the roadside, what is if you don't collect the stuff? There's no seasons rotting.
So it just stays there forever.
Yeah, so you have to have a possibility to make it disappear even when you are not collecting it. Then if you are collecting it, it has to go into a compost station. All that stuff that is really necessary to connect all the dots, they take time. They really take a lot of time. I think it's 27 additional ground types, ground textures. They all come with different machinery working solutions, so that each machine is used like in real life. For example, a corn seeder or planter. You plant them in rows, and I want them to be planted in rows, not just having a texture where it shows it is planted in rows. I want to have them planted in rows, and that you can do curves in the field with rows, that they grow in a curve. So there is so much we have to connect, but we have to make it step by step, right?
Yeah, and I guess even where you're testing it in 19, you're testing it in chunks, and you've got to join all those chunks together and check they work with each other.
Leaf blower. Yeah, we got a leaf blower already. Greetings go out to Matteo from SMI Modding. He was so kind last year. He said, hey, you helped so much with Mappa Italia. I got 1 week spare time. Do you need anything? And I said, yeah, I need a leaf blower. And he built one for us in
Awesome.
more top quality. So this opportunity we got already. But the vacuum will be another one to collect this. And I'm not sure how the plans are from SMI on this stuff. I think they will focus more on the vineyards, because basically Mappa Italia and the Italians are all about the grapes, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect combination for them, isn't it?
So he will also need some time or take some time to Björn? Sven?
Yes.
You're sleeping?
No. Muting.
Muting? Why muting? What is BGO doing? What are you doing?
He has lost the connection.
Okay. So what are you doing?
All.
No. I see your harvester standing there, moving, not moving.
Yes.
No, there's my harvester.
Drive.
My harvester is. Ja.
Ich fahre I drive to the silo.
Achso, bist du Zeug am Wegfahren oder was?
Ja, muss ja auch. Ich mach ja
Ja,
alles.
aber hier steht mein Mähdrescher noch und hier steht noch der Traktor mit dem Anhänger voll mit Raps. Den musst du noch auch leer machen.
Okay.
Ich fahre den Mähdrescher.
Verkaufen oder wer?
Ist deins. Mach, was du willst.
Ja, mache ich sowieso. I do what I want. All time.
What ground textures are you using? What do you mean? At the moment or in FS22 or in general? Please, you have to be really specific on some topics because I'm old and I'm German, so I need good explanation on stuff. Ben Over. Hi, thanks for your work. Why doesn't Giants take all the good mods and ideas from the community, then put it straight into the game? Arc devs pay certain modders for their stuff to put it. Yeah. There are. This is a good point, but there are certain points why they cannot put stuff directly into the game. and it is called consoles. It is called compatibility. Oh, tonight I'm really hard on words.
Compatibility?
Compatibility, sorry, yeah. I have to be honest, I had 2 or 3 beers already. So we can do that because we don't have to care about all that stuff. If we have something that doesn't work in multiplayer, we can change it, we can fix it, but Giants have to see the whole picture of consoles, the whole ecosystem. They have to make it reliable and workable, so it's not that easy for them. They take stuff out of the community, and that's their good right, and it's okay that they do, but it has to. They are thinking in longer terms than we are. We want it tomorrow. They think about 1 year, 2 year, 3 year steps, right? So it's just because it's a company.
I think also you have to look at look what they've done with the seasons that they've implemented in game. It's not what the mod was, and that's upset a bunch of people.
Sorry. You see,
you're laughing at Cat.
Yeah, because you remember the video I posted from the Finnish rally driver, where he was so much swearing that they made the subtitles intense swearing, and now he's writing intense German speaking. We have to have an overlay just for the screen, intense German speaking.
We do.
No, not fuck consoles. You don't have to say that, because consoles bring us the optimization for the game, and they bring bread and butter to Giants that they keep it up for us. So no.
And speaking of consoles, I read somewhere that Maze Plus might be coming to console.
You misread that.
I misread that. Okay.
No, because it's not about Maze Plus coming to console. It's about certain features we will try to bring to console too. And that means we have to do it, of course, very carefully. We have to figure out which certain scripts are already in the game, so that we can use the vanilla ones, so that we have no problem with console, with what we can implement and what not. Because the good thing is 64 high types now is for consoles too. That means we can do a lot more now.
Are you going to have to build that into maps, do you think, or do you think you'll be able to do it as Maze Plus and mod?
Correct.
In maps.
Yeah, this is why we have to make 2 versions of our maps then. And the other thing is, for FS22, we do much more detailed buildings and all that stuff. And if it's not worth it to make 2 map versions with different buildings, because they are not capable of running on console, we won't do it. Yeah. So it has to be a map that is already compatible with a console. Then we can implement certain stuff, and then it will be okay. It will be fine. But how much and I have no idea. But this time, except not like last time, I can really say I'm not forgetting about consoles. I'm really thinking about consoles, but we also have to make it work smoothly.
Within what's already scripted in the game.
Yeah, within the boundaries that the Giants basically gives us, allows us, right? So it's not that I can say Maze Plus, like you know it, is not possible to get it on console. The Maze Plus that I had before we made it globally available for everything was working on my map without any scripts, because I am no scripter, right? So I made it possible without. But we have to see if it's worth the time and effort, because I really have to say, in the first place, we need our brands being branded on console, so that means they have to make the contract with Giants. We are working on that, and this will be the first step. If this step is done, then we can think about the second.
Yeah, because I guess you want to bring DSV and Deuter to that as well.
Yeah.
And Novak.
Novak is already.
Okay.
Because when we started the contract with them, I already was able or capable of contacting Giants on it and giving it a push. So we are the official modding team for Novak for FS, and the other Novak that is already in the game is done by Big Pharma. He has no contract or whatever or partnership with collaboration with Novak, because we planned from the beginning for FS22. And he just said, "Yeah, fuck it. Now I'm the lucky one. I can release on console too." So it's a good model. He made a good job. So why not, right? I really
it's a nice
am,
mod.
Yeah, I'm really able and capable of sharing and being happy for other people. So why not? And
I guess. With the whether there's I guess combined with how hard it is, it's whether there's a demand, and I guess the console market is so huge that you only need to get a small fraction of them interested to have probably as much demand as you've got on PC.
Yeah, but console will be only if we can brand our partners, and then it will be only for the partners that we do it, because as I said before, we do the stuff we do for us because we want to play it that way. Of course, I care for the community, because I never expected to have such a kind and caring and really a nice community. So you have to consider this too. I do not abandon anybody who's within these within this community, because I really like you guys all. But if we want to have stuff in the game and we are really hyped for it, it is because we want it, so we will do it. If there's a good idea from someone in the community who has a wish and it fits into our stuff, of course, but we will not do certain stuff because someone in the community wants it. And with the consoles, we don't play on console, so we basically don't need it. But when our partners are branded and they want it to have, because for PC they don't have to pay Giants to get branded, right? So they can spare the money, and we can go ahead like we did before. But if they want to have it on console, of course we have to do something for it. It's quite
Yeah, I guess it's a whole load more advertising for your partner brands.
Yeah, I don't like it, and but if you say A, you have to say B, and you have to say C, whatever. I don't know. It's just the way it is, right? We have to go through it now. We started it.
And
now
I guess it's part of working with some of these brands that they're going to want you to do things to as part of the deal, aren't they?
Yeah. Paul, have you converted any maps? Sure, all of them. All of them. Oh no, wait, what is it called? Trash bin. I have put them into trash bin. Sorry. I it's lost in translation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There will be no FS19 map that was horse extension being released with these features in FS22, because I don't give any permission to anyone using our FS19 horse extension stuff for FS22. I will not help to convert. I will not convert. There will be no do-it-yourself update. We will completely focus on our maps this time, on us, so that we get our stuff done and properly done without killing us, because this is what happened basically last year, where I was short shortly before that I wanted to end it, and this time it won't happen again. Just short, long, short answer, but straight answer. American farmer, I hope you got it.
So you haven't converted any yet?
No. And I won't.
Yeah. Are there any, obviously a lot of Most Plus is around animal feeding and animal care.
Yeah.
Do you think anything's going to change in that for TerraLife?
Thinking or hoping? Good evening, Andreas. Hello, hello.
In your master plan, if you could have everything you wanted in TerraLife.
If everything would be the way I want it, there would be a lot of changes. But it still wouldn't save you from reading the PDF.
No.
No. I will take as much as possible over to FS22 with the feeding. I mean, the feeding was okayish. The one thing that bothered me a lot was the eat weight and the impact that it had on the milk and the breeding and the flesh and all that. It was basically not there, right? In FS19 it was basically not there. There was there were 10 fill types, 10 different fill planes, but 10 different names, but all had the same eat weight and all that stuff, and you couldn't change it, you couldn't make it separate, you couldn't make power food more usable, and we had only 4 sliders and all that stuff. So this is where we will work on, where we have to work on to make that more realistic. But on the other hand, when I see that there are no bulls with titties, no bulls at all, so there's not really the necessity on making a meat production, because you don't have a meat production only on cows. You would have heifers, you would have calves, would have bulls, and all that stuff. So
and that's it. Some of the other maps that have in 19 that have meat production don't work well with seasons because of that, because they assume an animal is an animal, and you get paid the same if you deliver a calf that's 0 days old as a fully grown mature animal.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if we get different effects from different types of feeding, rather than you just fill the 4 bars and that's all you can do.
Hello, Drago. Good night, cat. Andreas, I said hello again already. I mean, I think the thing with the bars and all that will we will handle it well. I hope. Yeah, I mean,
is it too soon to ask whether whether you can have more than 4 bars yet, or have you not looked?
You should have. The possibility should be there. But how many and how deep we can go into it, this is the question that I cannot answer at the moment.
Yep.
Because this is all a try and error then. We will put in the basics, and from there we have to go upwards then, right? So it's every time the same, try and error, because maybe it's possible, but maybe it is causing so much trouble on the other end that you better leave it out.
Yeah,
you never,
I guess you don't know the impact it's going to have on other things as you ramp up the scripting and stuff for one element.
Yeah. And this is something where I really said a chapeau to Giants. They took really late on so many requests and issues that people had with FarmSim 19 for FS22, and they really had to have really big balls to do so, because I would say there are at least 20 or 30 features in FS22 where they didn't even speak about. Yeah, they didn't announce them, they didn't promote them, but they are in there. But they can cause so much trouble on the other end, and doing so late in the development is really a ballsy move. It paid out for them, yeah, because it was a really smooth release. The bugs that we have they are not game breaking, right? You can have fun with the game without much more fun than you had with FS19 in the start and all that stuff. So they overtook the engine a complete change. They sorted out all the XMLs and Luas. They documented them all well. They made a great Giants editor. They updated the landscaping tool to really useful stuff now, to a useful tool, and it could have had so much impacts. But they did it anyways, so I'm really proud of them. And I'm not that big-balled to do so with teasing stuff from Maze Plus with the feeding without knowing the effects that it will have.
Yeah, so it is too slightly early to be asking you for details on some of these things, but if I don't ask, you'll never spoil things. So
ask my team; they tell otherwise. I'm called Spoiler Alien.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. That's why I've made a note of collecting leaves.
Yeah, but I can promise you, I spoil never ever anything without intention.
Yeah.
Just to make.
I think you're far too intelligent a man to actually give away things you don't want to give away.
Yeah, the good thing is when some of the team members, for example, Robert, my partner, so to say, in the company, just know which game I am playing, and now I'm teasing something where I would say, okay, you normally don't tease it, but I'm an open guy, so I'm really honest on it. And if I say something, for example, oh, we will release a pink tractor, and then say, oh, I spoiled something, then he comes in and says, oh, he's spoiling again. So you get much more intention on that. And sometimes, okay, we are only 19 viewers here, so I can say it, no problem. Sometimes I tease or spoil stuff where we have no fucking... we don't want to make it, right? Mm-hmm. But there are some people out there who think they can kick us in the balls because they can...
By making it for you.
Before us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they are faster, and then they present... Ta-da! We made it, and then I can say, yes, we don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So
that works really well.
So never underestimate a 49-year-old guy who's working in as a salesman for many years. Also, so
yeah.
I just want to point it out so that people don't get the wrong expectations, right? Of course, I'm teasing stuff because it's basically how promoting stuff works. But I want to stay the way I am. I want to stay fair and honest, and so I cannot tease stuff where I'm not sure that we will be capable of, because I don't want to keep the expectation that high or higher than necessary, because we are all playing the same game. We are all loving the same game. We share the same hobby. No matter if PC or console. And so yes, I do care for console a little bit because of my heritage. I'm coming from console playing back in the days, and because of our partners that are relying on doing some promotion on console, because it's easier on console for their stuff. So yes, we're trying, but I really cannot say how much and which amount of features we can put into 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always assume that your spoilers aren't actually spoilers, that they're intentional.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot in private, and I think you should know me a little bit better
Yeah.
than just the Discord
Oh yeah, definitely.
text chat or so. So I mean, it's all about having some fun, and as long as it stays fun, it is okay. But if I would start really hard on leaking something, that would be basically killing my job.
Mm.
Even
Yeah.
if it's
And-
not,
and-
even if it's not paid, but it's still a job. Yeah, it's a, I don't know how to call it otherwise.
Yeah.
Calling, my calling.
Yeah. Your passion.
Yeah, passion, of course. But my passion wouldn't be killed when my passion would stay.
Yeah.
So it's my position, I don't know.
Your destiny.
So I have to continue. My pizza is ready now. I have to take care of it first. Yeah, Andreas, do so. And please be careful to the ladies, right? Remember, at latest this summer we want to eat some of them. Yeah,
I'm glad I realised what you meant then.
Yeah, he's a dairy farmer, so
Yeah.
oh no, this wouldn't be proper if I would say
Yeah.
what I would eat for animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
And it's a good
move
job
on.
it's
Let's move on.
a PG stream. Just
Let's-
rub bacon on it. Just
Yeah.
rub bacon on it.
Yes.
He's left now, but Kat asked the question as well earlier, which was, what are the easiest and hardest bits of implementing Maze Plus and TerraLife?
The easiest bits are probably the mod icons.
And everything else is the hardest bit.
Yeah, because it's all connected somehow. I mean, Maze Plus and TerraLife are now two separate mods.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, connecting Maze Plus and TerraLife will be a lot of fun. Not? But, yeah. I think everything that is ground related is very hard to make it globally.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, we are so lucky that Giants now differs between Power Harrow and Disc Harrow and Harrow. This is all that we wanted to do also, but on a much more detailed way than they did. But they already so if you have different vehicle categories now, it's easier for us to make them globally work differently. Yeah, if you had,
because the structure's there already for you to change.
yeah, because before it was all was cultivator.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you say globally to a power harrow that is called cultivator, it should work like a seedbed combination, and a disc harrow work like a disc harrow if they are called both cultivators. And that changed now. And this is really, really important for us. So the stepstones are already set from Giants for their for this, but it's still difficult because we want to go much further than only
Weeds and stones.
yeah, weeds and I don't care for stones, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the guy who's going who went off for pizza, he has a lot of stones where he's living and where he's working. We don't have that many here. I think it's quite hard for me to find a stone in on the field as hard it is to find a pink cow. No, it's really really
Yeah.
hard because we have really good ground here.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be very geographic, isn't it, as to whether you've got stony soil or not.
Yeah. And so
Yeah, it's a feature that I'm not sure about yet. Maybe one of those ones that gets turned off.
and just to give you an example, if you are doing stuff like I did before, when you mulch the stubble, and you have to have a certain impact on the ground, on the fertilizer state with precision farming and all that stuff. You have to have an impact on the straw that is shown. When you go over it with a disc harrow, it should be different to with a stubble cultivator. It should be different to anything else. And that would change if you go over it a second time. What now happens is when you go over it the second time, you have the blank ground here. You see that? Because we had to take out the script that we had to make two different stubble cultivator stubble textures. And to be honest, we have 5 different stubble cultivator textures. So this is
it's complicated enough in 22.
Yeah, no, it's not that complicated because it's just it's basically more for the visual aspect. Of course, it will have an impact on your fertilizer state and all that, but it's so boring when you go and cultivate this field here 2 times, and you go first, you have stubble, you have chopped straw. Second time, you have blank ground. It's not the way it is in real life, right? You always see some straw there until you plow or do something else.
Yeah,
So
I guess the benefit of you making your own changes is they'll be documented.
Yeah.
So we can read and learn how they work.
But to be fair, for those who are complaining now with Giants that they started the farming academy that late, we needed 2 years for the PDF because I didn't want to do it. Because always people say, yeah, we need a PDF, and then you got the PDF and no one reads it. Because they are asking the same stupid questions that could have been avoided if they just read the PDF. So I said it's not necessary. It's not worth the amount of work in there.
I guess it's a lot of work for the small fraction of people that do actually read it.
Yeah. But
it's very useful to the small fraction of people that do actually read it.
the funny thing is that the people who read it wouldn't necessarily need the PDF because they are capable of asking the right questions. So to get straight on the point.
Or they look themselves in the mod
to
see how it works, or they test it to see how it works. And something that I found really weird watching the release of FS22 is people seem very scared to test stuff themselves.
Yeah.
And it takes an hour maybe to find out the answer testing it yourself, and instead they'll go and ask some random person on Facebook who'll give them the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah, we're living in this TikTok time where everything has to be explained and well documented in 1 minute.
True.
Drago writes, the stones in FS22 are interesting because after 6 hectares the tractor is already in a finished state. I think those are things that they will fix and that you have to learn by a lot of players playing the game. This is something where I'm completely understanding Giants. It was basically the same that we had when we released Maze Plus, and now please look the other way because they have no collision and I will drive just through them. Yeah, so when we released Maze Plus, we wanted to make the yield and all that stuff perfectly, but we just forgot about certain stuff because you are so into all the stuff that you have that you think about the major issues that you have and want to avoid them, that you really, yeah, it just went through and we didn't think about it. So we had to make updates to increase or decrease the yield and field to ground the fill to ground level. We had to update so much, and it is just the Maze Plus stuff, and they have to think about so much more in the game. So it's quite possible that they will fix it, but it will take some time, and they need the help of the community. They do not do those things to anger people. They just it makes a difference if you test with 100 or 1,000 people or 1 million people.
I think the important thing with that as well is people actually submitting bug reports in the Giants support page, not just posting on Facebook saying, "Giants, look, this is wrong,"
Yeah.
because they won't see your post on Facebook. Well, they might, but
3 years back from now, I thought if I ping EA or a community manager in the social media, it would be enough for being a bug report. And then Maze Plus happened and the farming agency happened, and I can't even follow up every ping. I can't even follow up every post. From now to then, I stumble across some posts in some farming simulator groups where I think, well, do I answer? Do I make his stupid, idiotic question and mind to my problem, or do I just scroll over?
just scroll.
Because
My generally my rule is just scroll.
it is sometimes it is so hard when I think people don't want a solution, they want an argument. They just want to argue with you. And if they are wrong, they are not capable of saying, "Oh, I was wrong." Today I had someone who was he couldn't tip alfalfa into a bunker silo.
Mm-hmm.
And the usuals he had not in, so no more bunker silo or enhanced BGA or something. He had nothing in there, and it was on the Rade old map. And the fill type said clover or alfalfa, one of both. I mean the one that he wanted to fit in, MC. So that means mower conditioner. So it wasn't the typical compost thing, right? And we couldn't find the issue, and then I said, "But did you read the PDF?" And he said, "No, unfortunately not." Then he read the PDF, and he saw where the issue was, and he came back in the Discord and he said, "I'm sorry, thank you for your extended help, even it was my fault, as I read now, but thank you for your help," and so on and so on. This was one of a million people who are really capable of saying, "Hey, sorry, I was wrong, but thank you that you helped me." It's not
there
so
aren't many.
usual.
No, and I normally really struggle with people producing things that are just wrong, and I've now just learned to scroll past and ignore it.
Yeah.
Because it's so common with social media and things, and all you're going to get is someone arguing and disagreeing, and you don't really gain anything out of it. So
Yeah, my problem is I really care. I really care. I put all my heart into this stuff, and I really do care. And in my social contacts in real life, here and in the past 30 years, I do not know people who are like this. I mean, sometimes I met people who are just nuts, and I say go wherever you want to, but don't cross my path anytime soon. But in this amount of people showing up that are like, I don't know, it sometimes it hits me hard and it hurts me bad, because I'm really put all my heart into this stuff and I'm really standing behind it and I want to help everybody. But now I'm there where I really have to say no. Please, we are no FS22 Wikipedia. If you want to convert a map, do it yourself. If you want to try it yourself, no, there will be no do-it-yourself update. No, we won't update any map for FS22. You have to do it yourself. No, we are doing our stuff first now. It's really hard for me, but it's the best I could do. And I hope that people who know me now for a little time know that I'm not suddenly a bad person. I'm just trying to protect myself and my team from burning out 8 weeks after the release, because we try to help everybody.
Yeah, and I think if people were tuned into last week's stream, the impact of you trying to help everyone and do everything was not good for you.
Yeah.
And people have to realise that there are real people behind all this stuff.
Yeah.
And demanding so much of them has a real impact.
Yeah, it's sometimes those are the usual people who are behaving that way every time, everywhere, with everybody. So it's not they doing it because of me. They just are the way that they are. And I really have to say, if you're not obeying the little rules that we have in Discord or in the streams, you are not welcome. If you are not capable of being kind to someone else, to respect someone else, and just do and behave the way you want to behave other people in your presence, you're free to go. And if they don't go, or if they don't change their behavior, I will make them go. And now with becoming a certain known, with a certain popularity, I mean, popularity doesn't mean always being popular, but known to people, it has a much bigger impact than they think of. Because when I say this guy was really annoying and he did this and that, I know there are at least 20 other Discords and streams where they get banned instantly because I said so. So they have not the clarity of thinking right what impact it will have for themselves.
Yeah. And it's created a really good community on your Discord as well.
Yeah. 4D modding Brian, hello. What are you up to? Good afternoon.
Hopefully making lots of cool stuff for FS22.
I think I have to say good afternoon, right?
He's the same time zone as me, isn't he?
No.
No? Okay.
He was over the ocean.
Ah, fair enough.
Landbauer, moin. Just busy at work. Where are you at the moment, Brian? I got lost in which time zone are you in at the moment?
It's probably me just assuming the wrong thing from the style of mods that he makes. Most of them seem to be kind of island based.
New York. Yeah, okay. No.
Yeah, so that's afternoon.
No, he's Irish, but he's in the States. So this is the main issue that I have with a lot of people, that they are just in a complete different time zone for the streams.
Yeah,
you're back in Europe next week. Nice.
Need to do one in like 2 or 3 hours time.
Yeah, if I would start streaming maybe in the middle of the night, I would have I think, a lot more viewers on the English stream. But I guess I would have a lot more of swearing and bad arguing, so...
Yeah, you wouldn't have me because I would be asleep by then.
Who not? Not had any time in FS22. Yeah, me neither. I didn't have that much time in FS22 because I'm still focusing on the stuff that we made for us for the beta testing. So I like it at the moment. I think starting next year, mid-January, January, I will be much more in FS22 then, to have some nice things going.
Around your birthday.
Ja. Sven, lebst du noch? Spielst du noch?
Ich bin gerade runtergefallen.
Du bist gerade runtergefallen vom Server?
Mhm.
Aber das war doch eben schon, vor einer halben Stunde.
Ja, nee, es war Minuten. Ich wollte wieder joinen, wenn ich kann.
Wenn du möchtest, wenn du aber lieber ins Bett möchtest, weil 10 Uhr...
Nein.
Okay.
Sowieso nicht ins Bett.
Okay.
It's not a time to sleep.
Go ahead, join. Björn ist immer noch nicht da, ne?
Nee.
Huh. No, there are or let's put it that way. I have had a lot of interesting conversations with a lot of American FS players. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of really, really good and kind people in the States and all over the world. So I don't want to say everybody, but I say a lot that I came up or across are not really getting how stuff works. I say in Europe we ask before we try to take something, and they are more like America first.
Yeah. Take first, ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, or not even ask for forgiveness, start swearing and complaining about. So with my mindset. No, Wenn Landbauer, it's an English stream. So Thursday, also Donnerstags ist immer der englische Stream. Das heißt, Donnerstags versuche ich auch Englisch das beizubehalten, und ich habe auch einen englischen Gast hier im Voice, deshalb eigentlich Englisch. So basically what I said is that Thursday is the English stream and I have an English guest, so I want to stay on the English.
Yeah, and my German's non-existent, so.
Oh, maybe we could teach you a little bit.
Yeah, I when I was at school, I did a year of learning German.
Okay.
It didn't go well.
Yeah, better not speak German than the bad words.
Yeah, the languages are not my strong point.
Yeah. I was back in the days when I was younger and when I was more hungry for new stuff. I learned French and I learned Turkish. It was interesting, but if you don't use it, you lose it so fast.
Yeah, as a country, we're quite lucky that most of Europe learns English, and I grew up on the coast, and we have Dutch relatives, and so if we used to go over there, they would all speak English.
Yeah, try this in France or in Italy or in Spain.
Okay.
When I was in Spain, my so to say father-in-law back in the days, he said, please don't speak English. Speak German, or let me talk in Spanish, because the English are not well wanted here.
Yeah.
And this is because of those who are constantly burned fire red.
Yep.
drunk as hell.
And drunk. Yep.
And so this is why, I mean, and there's Gibraltar, you know, Gibraltar.
Yep.
So there's a bad. The French just don't like any other languages also. But when I was in France, they were very, very, very nice to me, because we were there with the German car, with the German number plate, so they saw we are not English. and I came across with English. And the Italian don't do either, most of them. So it's in Europe. It's hard. I mean, the Scandinavian and the Dutch, of course, they are. English is a good way to go, but here the others.
Okay.
I mean, German is the same. You don't come far with German, because most of the guys, even you guys in Britain, if you would make a joke about a German and you would use a German accent, right? It's always this Nazi German, whatever, blah blah blah, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same in America. So, and I don't know why people are still that way. But we don't normally talk that way. We are no harsh persons.
No. It's just, it's an easy way of trying to make fun of something, isn't it? I guess.
Any beginner tips on Lua scripting? Xeon, yeah. The best one is just start. Just
Google.
start.
Google and YouTube.
No, because there are so many tutorials on Lua scripting and Lua Academy and whatever. You just have to start. Start with it, know your boundaries and your issues, and then try to get help on it. I mean, I'm no scripter, so this is basically the answer Modelleicher gave me. As I said, well, I think I have to learn Lua. And he said, yeah. I said, have you any tips? He said, yeah, just begin. I said, you asshole.
Yeah. And I guess in general with things like scripting and coding, know what you want to try and do before you start.
Yeah. Xeon, I have no idea where it is for the English-speaking community, but if you would use Google and you put in farming simulator, Lua scripting, something like that, there has to be a lot of stuff that comes up. It really has to, because it is all over YouTube, all over Google. There's so much on it. And if you have specific questions, you can also try the Giants forum, search for a certain topic, but it's always that you have to do your own research to get to a certain amount of knowing that people who can actually script can help you. I guess there's no one who will say, hey, because you are person number 1480, you are the one where I take my time and sit down with and explain Lua from the beginning, because no one started that way. Everybody started by have I been there? No. No one started by someone explaining to them. Everybody started by trying themselves first. It's a sad answer, but it's a true answer, and this is what I get. Yeah, you're welcome. This is also what I get for everything else. In FS11, I was the guy who was asking for, please, can you tell me how I can implement new fruits into the farm sim? And they sent me to the devil, so to say. They said there. Then in FS13 I passed. No, I tried. FS15 I passed. FS17 FS19, when FS19 started and I tried to do my Maze Plus stuff, when I started with it, I also asked everybody, can you help me with, and no one helped me. And I had to figure out it all on my own. And now I am the person where people come to and ask for implementation for fruits and all that stuff. So you see, it's all self-taught. And when you have a certain level of knowing or knowledge, then it happens like, so to say, that BGO and me became friends and we worked together and stuff. And so he knows something that I don't know. I know something that he doesn't know. And so you can compare your knowing and you can help each other. But first you have to be on a certain level of self-taughtness, if it's called that way. In my situation, I know how to make 3D models, but I lack ideas. Even now, just browsing websites and... Oh! You need ideas?
Spoiler time.
You need... No, I won't spoil. Just contact me on Discord, the Alien Paul in the Maze Plus Discord. If you are a good model creator and you need inspiration... Oh boy, we have so much on our shelf that needs to be done. You will. I think you will put up your hands and run away, because we are so in need of 3D artists who are willing to do. Who can speak German in the chat? Sven, your time, your turn.
What?
Wendlandbauer.
Was will er Deutsch sprechen?
I need to head off now.
Yeah, we are basically, but it is the way it is, as I said before. Now people are turning up.
Yeah.
But I made a
The
promise.
perfect time to leave.
No, it's the same as last week. I have to get up tomorrow early. Sven has to, and on Monday we wanted to do a short stream on Twitch, on the farming agency Twitch channel. Bull is doing the streams, and we wanted to keep it 2 hours. And I was playing and doing and building and stuff, and then suddenly it was 2:30. And no one said anything. Even Sven was still there. Yeah, he was hanging in there because he's very polite. He's never ever just leaving you there hanging. He's always with you, and he's the only one in the whole team who's every time is there when he says he is. And if he's not, he will tell you early enough. Sorry, I won't make it. But this happens quite never. It has, and if he doesn't say I'm not there, you really have to call him to ask if everything is okay, because he would every time he would say I'm not there. So, and I don't want to have this happen over and over again, because yesterday.
It seemed so far away.
Yeah, yesterday the same thing happened. It went too late, and this morning I overslept and missed my doctor's appointment, and tomorrow last day. So really, we make it short so that we can say goodbye after stream in the after stream. So I would say thank you guys for being here, for watching the stream. Even it was a less viewed stream. If you have interest in the English stream further away, please comment, leave a like, and tell me what you want to talk about, because we keep the English stream a little bit more like a podcast. Disturb is here as much as possible, and over time there will be some other guests too. I hope that I can reunite with Simulation for the Nation, because basically I promised him a stream and we never managed to do so since 1.5 years. So please behave, be kind to each other. Yeah, thank you Disturb for being here, thank you Sven Heiliger for being here, and thank you BGO for being muted and
For the entire stream.
so we will end the stream here. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Everyone.